Okay, so introduce yourself to the world.
Mat Koenig, CEO and founder of Koenig Co.
Okay, and we also got my peoples. We got Josh, who is the GM of Clift, Buik GMC, and that's the dealer principal, Gary Clift. Okay, you just said something that's really important. We're at Applebee's for the record here, and we're having an intellectual conversation about the whole Cars.com debacle. And what you just said is ridiculously important. Can you explain one more time what you just said about the way that they're churning leads and how they inflate the inventory with CarGurus and then take it off?
I will. So I'm sure I'm going to get many more phone calls and emails about this. But basically, here's what's going on. I've been told by the higher-ups at CarGurus, and that strawberry salad is mine. See, for everyone that I told I'm trying to lose weight, I really am. Thank you, Sean, for televising this.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
So basically, here's the deal. What I was told by VP at CarGurus is this. Cars.com feeds them the inventory, but once a certain amount of leads come in for franchises in a region, they then pull the inventory off. I'm told that this is a problem for CarGurus because customers bookmark inventory that's no longer there later. But the reality is, as a dealer, I think dealers need to look at this and say, why is Cars.com trying? Cars.com basically doesn't want to give a dealer too many leads and set the expectation that they got 100 leads last month and now they're always going to get 100 leads because they have to have a reason to increase rate down the road, things like that. So if they want to increase the rate, all they have to do is pull in more leads, leave the inventory on another side a little bit longer, and that's how the program works. Is it okay? In my opinion, no. But I'm not writing a check to Cars.com either.
When I was just interviewed on your show the other day, Josh, I'm going to come to you in a second. I was really adamant about this position at the Detroit Auto Dealers Association and the Massachusetts State Dealers Association recently. And you as a general manager, here's my question to you, and honestly, the problem that I have, and I want you to tell me, is it really a problem or you don't care? If you don't care, you don't care. But my problem I have is that you're entrusting a company like Cars.com, you're spending $2,000, $3,000 or whatever a month on them, and they're taking your inventory, you're paying them, and they're selling that inventory, not giving, they're selling that inventory to CarGurus. Then CarGurus, in turn, is basically putting your inventory, and they, without your conversing with you, is saying this is a good deal, fair deal, or bad deal. Now, does that seem right to you, that you're paying to have somebody decimate your reputation or shoot your deals for inventory-based units?
I don't think without our permission it is. It's not okay. The biggest problem we have with CarGurus is we'll have a customer come in from a long ways away on a car that doesn't make contact with the dealer on a CarGurus car and bring in a price that we haven't had on a car that we have not had on the lot for 90 days. We actually have had customers, we had a specific customer that was volatile by the time they left that we're false advertising because we don't have this car. And we had not had the car in months.
And you didn't even know your inventory was on CarGurus.
We had no idea where the car came from. It had the correct stock numbers, and so it pulled our inventory. It kept the car, never removed the vehicle, and that's happened multiple times to where, where's this car at? Why is it this price? And the other ones are this. Well, that car we had 6 months ago, and it was that price back then. But no, we don't have anything like that now. So that's the bigger problem that we deal with on a day-to-day basis with the CarGurus.
So what about also the fact that they have the practice of, which they stopped, for the record, Cars.com stopped this, but they would turn around and if somebody who you paid for out of like the $2,000, $3,000 a month subscription fee, they turn around and find an in-stock unit. Let's just say you have a 2008 Denali in stock, you know, X amount of miles, you actually have that vehicle in stock. A person goes on to Cars.com that you paid for, finds it, then they leave, and then all of a sudden they're getting bombarded with, hey, you should choose these other vehicles. After you won their business in an in-stock unit, how do you feel about that?
It's a little disgusting to me personally, you know, and I've heard the argument that if my dealership's doing it better than the guy down the road, why should I care if he gets my customer? But the problem is, we did our job and paid Cars.com to bring them in. If that was the case, it should be my choice and only my choice to shoot that information to other dealers and have other dealers contact our customer at that point. So.
And what you're saying is normal. So Matt, for you, this is what the general consensus is at the state associations, at the 20 groups. Obviously, with the general manager, with you, with me, is that this is just not right. So, yeah. How do you see this predicting? What is your prediction? How do you think this can play out?
Here's how I think it'll play out, and I'm just going to be honest. What I think is that Jim's done a good job rallying dealers, but
Jim Ziegler,
yeah. Here's what I think is going to happen. Unfortunately, I don't think enough dealers care about it enough to make it known that it's got to stop. So I think what should happen is cars should just say sorry, and they should give dealers the ability to opt out in the back end. No big deal. They make plenty of revenue from their dealers. So, you know, the extra $5 a car thrown on there or whatever they're making from the other guys, I think they need to give it up and really focus on taking care of the people that write them a check. I think what will happen is other things will come up. They'll bring out new products. They'll spin it, and dealers will unfortunately lose interest, and these kind of practices will still go on. I think that fast forward time 5 years, dealers are going to focus on ways to generate things on their own in their local market. They're going to focus on video. They're going to focus on repeat and referral business, the things that we were taught in the early 90s, like prospecting within our dealership. And I think that the online classified sites are going to become the same thing the newspapers are. People will call them a necessary evil until they're not necessary anymore.
Right. Well, I'll let you finish your rabbit food.